ending as we go through in a right over left. So we've brought the lady by, 2, 3, and 4. We're ending in a right over left position. What you're now going to do is go into the very last pattern, which is bringing the lady in. It's a sugar push variation. We're going to do a head loop over the lady's head with both hands, again making very sure that we're not going to mess up her hair. 1, 2, man bringing his feet together versus going back because you're not maintaining distance. You want to get closer. Looping the lady's hands over the head, dropping the hands down to the waist, and then finishing off the 5 and 6. That pattern again was 1, 2, 3. We're pretty close. Stepping weight onto the 4. Finishing off for a 5 and 6. On the count of 6, man starts moving sideways and going into a rock step that is very familiar, looking exactly like the tuck that we did from the beginning. Now the one thing that we're going to add that's unique on that back end is that the tuck we started to teach her the first bit of it to get out from the starter step was just a single, a triple around a face. And the difference now is that we're going to come in, go over the lady's hand, both hands at the same time, 4, 5, and 6. Man has done his 5 and 6 and gone sideways on his 6, joining in for the rock step, rock, getting out of the way, giving the lady a tuck, stepping the lady onto the 4, all similar to the first pattern. The only difference is we're adding a double turn, which the lady's gotten very comfortable with throughout the course of this intermediate tape. And then that's going to be finishing off. So the very first time we did a starter step and we give it tuck and a triple around a face using 3 steps to do a half rotation. And now we're using 3 steps to make a 1.5 rotation. Going back to the sugar push with the man's right hand over left. Man's right hand over left. Very important for the lady to, as she goes over the head, to start lowering her hands as well and putting her hands on the man's shoulder blades as they commit weight to the 4. And the reason for that is that the man is going to, as soon as he does his 5 and 6, be sliding down the lady's arm and getting to a position ready for the tuck. Once we've committed weight to the 4, the 5 and 6 footwork is replace weight back, 5, replace weight forward, and together. The only difference is the lady's going directly together, facing the exact same direction. Man goes together and kind of sideways, turning his direction, getting out of the way for the ladies to do rock, step, and tuck, step, double, turn. Man does his 5 and 6 on the spot. That full out, actually from this alignment, can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, rock, step, tuck, step, triple, step, finishing 5 and 6.
You have some special hints on how to get the lady to do a rock step with the single hand?
If a man was to not have gotten to the handhold, forgot or otherwise, committing the lady onto the 4, 5, and 6. It's very important, even if the lady was not holding on, that the man could initiate momentum backwards by one of 2 ways. He's holding on to the lady's right shoulder blade with his right hand. It's very unlikely that he could...
This is my left side.
Left shoulder blade? I get anatomy confused. Being a dance teacher, that's a problem. Keeping the man's right shoulder blade. Why don't you just touch me? There we go. Man's right hand on the lady's left shoulder blade, giving the lady a rock step back. Now, it's very impossible for the man to pull the lady back, but what he can do is he can send his momentum at the lady, wanting to give her a rock step, almost as if he was to do a rock step directly at her. The only difference would be that he would then turn. Step, rock, step. So part of it is a body lead, just getting the lady uncomfortable, setting her off balance, and setting her back. Part of it is the connection on this lady's, with the lady's left hand on the man's right shoulder blade, that as he steps at her, if she has frame, she's going to move back. So there is already connection on that side. And then, of course, if the lady's holding on to the man's shoulder blade to make her do the rock step, all he has to do is send her back with that side as well. If he's already slid down from the 4, 5, and 6, and he's gotten this quick, he can then actually lead it with a rock, step, tuck, step, triple, step, and can add the double turn in there.
Ladies rock steps, the preference is that the hip opens, not that you move your entire torso back away from the man.
When the lady's standing facing the slot and the man's gotten out of the way, the lady would not be trying to step straight back. That would be uncomfortable. She would take a 3rd position turnout, and she would be rocking back and opening her hip. She also would not be opening her entire body such that she was sideways. She would be isolating it through such as only the hip. Even though Resa's looking with the head, her shoulders are still trying to isolate and face the slot, even though her hip's turning back. Rock, step, and cross, step her. Guys, make sure that on this pattern, like all other turns that are similar to this, that you step her onto the foot and then turn her around that foot, 5 and 6, bringing the hand down.